Welcome to the You on the Camino de Santiago podcast. This podcast is for and about first-time pilgrims walking the pilgrimage routes in Spain, France, and Portugal. With your host, guide and longtime pilgrim, Nancy Reynolds of the Camino Experience. There are times in our lives when we just need something different, something new, something challenging to shake things up and show us who we are right now. Hi, this is Nancy, and something is what has called my guest this week, Marina, to walk the Camino. Marina is asking a really important question as she embarks on this journey. It's an existential question, really, like, who am I? But it goes even deeper and broader. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Before we do, I want to mention that all of you who are in the Seattle area are invited to a Thanksgiving weekend gratitude walk hosted by my guest a few weeks ago, pilgrim and author Jen Manglos. Jen and I will be co-hosting the walk, and it promises to be filled, as expected, with gratitude and also connection to your past or future pilgrimage on the Camino de Santiago. The link to find out more is in the show notes, and you can go to my website, thecaminoexperience.com/gratitude. If you are not in the Seattle area and you would like to participate, let me know on that webpage, and I will send you our facilitator notes for the walk. Just be sure to let me know by Friday, November 21st, so I can get them to you before I get on the road to Seattle. Okay, I have one more quick update. As of today, November 18th, 2025, I have 2 spots open in my May Camino Experience group. If you want to walk the Camino Frances in the spring next year, and you want to start in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, and you don't want to have to wander off into the Pyrenees Mountains alone, but you do want to walk most of the Camino on your own or with a new Camino family, this might be just the thing. Now, I'm not going to go into detail here because I know that this isn't what most of my listeners are looking for. But if it's what you are looking for, hop over to thecaminoexperience.com and select Walk With Me from the menu. That link is also in the show notes. All right, now let's get to Marina, and please join me in imagining wishing her a hearty Buen Camino as she counts down to departure. Here we go. Marina, hi. Thank you for joining me on the podcast today. Welcome.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you for having me. I'm really honored to be here.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure. You know, you sent me a request. It was a while ago. And then I went to the Camino and I got back, and now you are just about ready to go. So we had to talk soon, right? We had to get this conversation going
Yeah. It's going to be soon. Yes.
very soon. So let's get the pin in the map. Why don't you share with us what your plans are for the Camino?
So I will start in Sarria and walk the last 115 kilometers
Okay.
and finish in Santiago. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And what time frame will you be there? When are you going?
I will be going. I'll be going soon, but it will be in about 7-8 days. Yeah.
So for the walking, it'll be 7 to 8 days?
Yes, I will go 7 to 8 days, and I'll be going soon at the end of the month.
End of the month. Okay, and we're in November, so that gives everyone an idea. This is going to be nearly a winter Camino. What made you decide to walk in November and into December?
Look, what made me decide the Camino. So basically, I listened to I heard the voice kind of. I was in a moment where I was struggling with tiredness and fatigue, and going through menopause.
Good times.
Yeah, I'm feeling like there is a transition in my not only the body, but really in the way I see the world and the way I see my relationships. And so I was really in a moment of, a bit of a, not dark, but so struggling spiritually and emotionally. So I was
Okay.
journaling. As I do, because
Yeah.
when I journal every day and it helps me a lot. And I was journaling and I said, I have 3 weeks. I was already booked 3 weeks to go to see my parents and my sister in Europe. I'm from Italy.
Okay.
And I really like the question came out to say, what should I do now? Show me
Ah.
something that was the question. Show me something that I need to do for myself to feel better,
That question just gives me chills. It's such a beautiful question. It's like saying, "Thy will be done," but in question form.
yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I got chills too, by the way.
Yeah.
And and really the answer came like it straight away. It was like, you have to go on the Camino. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, what? And the first thought, because the mind goes in and said, oh, what are you saying? The mind said, but it's winter. It'd be cold.
Uh-huh.
And the voice said, it's what you need. You
Oh.
asked the question, it's what you need. Okay.
Why exactly are you questioning? Go, people, go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So, and because I want to see my parents and I want to be with my sister, I want to still see. So I thought of a, shorter time, and despite my inside, like, tumultuous emotions and saying, oh, I'm going to do it all, the 800 kilometers, I thought, well, I've got 3 weeks and I have to manage within those 3 weeks so
Yeah.
that I can be with them as well. So, so that was how I decided that it was going to be in winter.
So it's interesting because you're going into winter, but you haven't said yet where you live because you said you're going to Italy, which means you're coming from somewhere. Where are you traveling from and what season is it where you are?
So I come from Western Australia. So I'm originally from Italy. That's where you come from. The question I
Yeah.
come from is all for me. It's a bit because I'm originally from Italy, but I lived in New Zealand for many years,
Oh,
and then I've been living in with my family in Australia for now 13 years, 13 years, and my heart is a bit split, but
sure.
at the moment I live in Western Australia.
Okay. And can I ask where in Italy you're from? Because we all
I'm
love
from,
Italy.
I'm from Milan.
Milan. Whew. Okay. Gotta go. Yeah. Okay. Very good. I wish people could see the smile on your face as you talk about these different places that you call home. Home is such a strong, it has
Oh,
such a strong pull, doesn't it?
look, Nancy, home is for me, is a very evolving concept,
Mm.
and not yet. So very interesting because this is of course, the Camino started when I said yes to the Camino. That moment when the when the message came through, it started in many ways and at many levels, and in my walking training, conditioning, as you
Uh-huh.
said,
Sure.
in my conditioning, my training, walking, I reflected a lot about the fact that I was going to Europe and I
Okay.
was going to a place where Europe is such a old country, old
Yeah.
continent, and I also wondered, I've never been to that part of Spain. I've been in
Okay.
Spain, but in other parts of Spain. And I was wondering, and I'm reading the history about the Camino, about Galicia, and so I was like, is that maybe I've got some connection roots, a feeling of home as well. So home is yeah, still yeah, I feel at home with my family,
Uh-huh.
both of family in Italy and family, but as a place, difficult yet,
Okay.
not easy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it feels like. Many people go to Spain and go to the Camino and feel at home and feel as if they have settled into sort of the mobile home version, right? Here I am. I'm at home. And I think what we do is we settle into our truest selves, which is our home that goes with us everywhere we are. And then that place gets associated with it. So it'll be interesting to take your perspective on home and family.
Mm.
And are you going by yourself?
Yeah, I'm going by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that feel for you?
Um, so when the message came through, I told my husband, and I said, and he said, "Well, are you going by yourself? Or you want me to come with you?" And I said, "Look, I didn't have the answer. I was like, I don't know. It was too early to have an answer, but I felt within that actually I wanted to go by myself."
Okay.
And he said, "Look, he's got at the moment he's got a bit of a hip pain."
Mm,
And he said, "Look, I think I would not be able to come this time anyway because I have this hip pain. I can't
yeah.
train." And so I think that answered my question. Yes, I probably need to go by myself
What makes you say that?
because of the moment I'm in
Yeah.
as a woman in the world, as well as a midwife, as well as how I'm spiritually connected to nature, and yeah, I think that's what I need.
Would you say more about that?
Yeah, I so I reflected on that because when I was really listening to your podcasts, I know the question is why you're going, or there is
Yeah.
that question, and so I was preparing my backpack and thinking, and there is a feeling of, so I've been looking after many people in my work and in my family
Yeah.
for a long time with love and happy to do it and lots of good energy and I think it's coming to a point where I need to look after my, like, knowing, like you said, that the true self that
Yeah.
is carrying. I'm going to carry my house on my back, and this is me looking after myself. What do I need? What do I like to do? Because I felt that when you look after other people and you love to do it, and you grow, you raise a family, and you I'm a Taurus as well, so Taurus mom, and so very um
Very what? How would you describe that?
very very motherly, very intertwined with all the emotions and events in the life of the family.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
so I have this feeling, and I don't know yet, but that you lose yourself a bit.
Yeah.
What do I like? What is that I like to do? What is that I don't like to do? And there is, of course, the pressure of being a good mom, a good midwife, a good sister, a good daughter, a good wife, and which is, it's the roles. These roles I'm happy to carry.
Yeah.
However, I think in this moment of my life, they feel a bit heavy, and not in a bad way, but they feel like, okay, where is me now?
Yeah. That's the question underneath it, right? It's the question underneath it because you don't want to let go of those other things. You're never going to stop being a mom and being part of the family. But there's a point, especially I'm not sure if you
Yeah,
said how old
50.
you 50?
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
50,
So
54.
we reach 54. So we reach that age in our 50s and we start to go, wait a minute, if I'm ever going to ask the question, I've got to ask it now.
Yeah.
It's not so much a question of who am I? It's a question of who else am I?
Yes. Who else am I? Yeah.
Yeah. Because you won't stop being all of those other parts of you.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I like that. Who else am I?
Yeah.
I really like that. Yeah. So, what was the question? The first question.
I don't know what the question was. I get into the conversation so much I don't know. I don't know where we started, but we'll just keep going in the same direction.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. It's because you asked me if I why I'm going
Why
by
are you
myself.
going? Yeah, why are you going? Yeah. And so you're going in the wintertime in
Yeah.
Spain. So what season are you leaving behind in Western Australia?
I'm leaving the late-ish spring,
Okay.
which is, well, it has been really strange this spring. Not too hot, but not too cold, but really rainy spring. And some days were, yeah, still already 30 degrees, but some
Okay.
days not. So we are in the waiting for the summer, but still we are in the 15, 20s, also above.
Okay. So translate to Fahrenheit 60s and 70s is what it
Yeah,
sounds like, sort of
yeah.
mild weather. Okay.
Mild weather.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been thinking about something as we've been talking. Your first language is Italian?
Yes, correct.
I wonder if you would be willing to answer a question in Italian.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Certo.
Okay. So, and the question is the one I've already asked. Why are you walking the Camino? Would you answer that for us in your native language?
Assolutely, yes.
Okay.
Il senso di camminare il cammino e perché lo farò è quello di capire quali sono i miei bisogni, quali sono le cose che mi piacciono e non mi piacciono, perché nel corso della mia vita mi sono un po' persa. Mi sono un po' persa nell'accudimento della famiglia e delle persone che incontro nel lavoro e quindi ho bisogno proprio di entrare dentro di me e capire e capirmi e sentirmi e ascoltarmi.
Oh, that last line sounded so significant.
I, I sorry, Nancy, something else came out, of course. It came out that I need to feel myself and to listen to myself.
You know, the reason I ask you to do that is because when English is your second language, sometimes when you go back to your native language, it draws on emotions you can't access in English.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I felt that when you were speaking in Italian. It was like, wow, this really is the heart. This is the heart of it. Do you want to say more about what came to you as you were talking?
It came to me, listen to my needs.
Okay.
What are my needs? Because at the end of the day, I'm like, is that really what I need? Is that me? Or is because I have in my head, oh, mom, sister, daughter, wife, midwife,
Yeah.
like, is that me? And maybe it is, like, I don't know.
Yeah, the answer might be yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it might be yes, and you're
Yes.
also this, and you also need this.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
such a beautiful question for anyone. But as women, we can talk specifically about the need for women to give ourselves the freedom and the permission to ask that question.
Yeah.
And being a mother, I think you all get to go to the front of the line in heaven. Seriously, just right up to the front. It is such a big job and such an important job. Fathering as well. It's all very important. But being a mother, it's a one-way ticket, right? Once you are pregnant, you are a mother forever and ever and ever. You cannot walk away from that job very easily. Yeah, and I just think somebody always needs you, and it's just such a beautiful relationship.
yeah, it's like I love being a mom, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love seeing how they evolve and how they grow in this world, and also seeing, some of the challenges I had in my mothering, how that is going to. But we do what we do. We can when in the with what we know in that moment, and that's another thing that I say to women. We try. There is so much information, which is when we talked over the email and we were talking about birth and rebirth and preparing for that. We do what we can. We make decision with what we know in that moment,
Yeah.
and then yeah, we do our best.
We do the best we can and we learn from it. So
Yeah,
if a situation comes up again, we know how to respond to it, maybe better, maybe differently. Yeah.
yeah.
Many people have compared getting ready to walk the Camino as sort of a pregnancy or a pregnant period of life where you're about to embark on this journey. You have no idea, the moment they hand you the baby, you get it sort of, but then you've got to figure out everything else. And we get very caught up in we've got to figure out the Camino before we even get there. Do you think we can?
Oh, I don't. No, 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 no. You can't. No. Yes, for me it was the same. So as I told you, there was another, moment where I was like, okay, I'm preparing for this, and it felt similar when I was preparing for my first baby,
Uh-huh.
and it felt like, okay, so, and it was 20 or more years ago. So less internet, less social
Uh-huh.
media, less information. But still there was. And I remember, preparing, having, I don't know, the music, the football, the husband, the support, the midwives, and that, and physically preparing me with yoga and all
Uh-huh.
these things. But then I was like, well, I don't know how it be. Like, I know, and this is the same I try to tell women, like, you don't know. And the more I read about, you don't know so much information about the Camino, so many, yeah. Anyway, so, and you lose yourself in all the information. It's like, no,
Easily.
it's like, very difficult to discern. And this is another lesson for me. It's like, what do I need? What
Yeah.
is that I need? Okay, so backpack, not back, like boots, not boots, merino socks, not merino. Like, what do I need?
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
I-
Yeah. And the thing is you'll make your choices. You'll pack, you'll go, you'll walk, and you'll find out if those were
Yeah,
great socks or if that rain jacket worked. Yeah.
absolutely.
You're going to find out, It's like
I'm going to
when
find
you're
out.
raising a
Yeah,
child and they need guidance, they misbehave, they need food. Yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
you
Yeah.
learn as you go, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And I
Yeah.
think that was something came through as well. Like, yeah, you'll find out. You're
Yeah.
prepared. You got, you know, some things. You're prepared.
The good news is it's 8 days.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not like 18 years raising a
yeah.
child.
True, true.
Uh,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
So when you think about being on the Camino, if you think about getting started, so you'll arrive in Saria, you'll start walking, and then the other end, you'll arrive in Santiago. Which of those feels the most energetic or most emotional, getting started or finishing?
Well, that's a very good question. Well, I could say I think both, but also in between. Like, well, getting started. Let's say getting started,
Getting
possibly.
started. Okay, so I want you to imagine you're in Saria. I imagine you're staying the night. So
Yeah.
it's the night before you start walking in Saria. What are you thinking and feeling? And I'd like you to answer that in Italian.
Oh, sono emozionatissima. Non so se potrò dormire. i miei piedi mi sorreggeranno, saranno abbastanza solidi per sorreggere questo cammino e il mio cuore riuscirà a condurmi nella via giusta. Spero di non perdermi, ma se anche mi perderò, so che il cammino mi guiderà.
Okay, so the words we picked out are Camino. So would you interpret that for us into English?
So there were two parts of that. There was the physical part. I said, I hope my feet will support me.
Yeah.
Yes. And I will, yeah. So there was that. Oh, I hope that my feet will support me. There was then, I'm very excited and not sure if I can sleep.
Yeah.
And then there was like, oh, I'm a bit scared, and this is my fear to get lost.
Okay.
And but I know the Camino will show me the way.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to share about your Camino plans or about what you have in mind of what's ahead of you?
Yeah, so I'll fly in from Switzerland where my sister lives,
Okay.
and then I will arrive in Madrid and catch the train to Sarria. That's another thing. I speak a bit of Spanish. Yeah, and I hope it will be smooth. If not, there are some other trains I can go around and I'll arrive when I arrive. I booked the albergue, and there was this question with the pause, not pause, and all that. So I decided not to take my pause and decided to buy them at the Pellegrinoteca
Perfect. Yep.
in Saria, and I already contact them and said, okay, when are you?
Perfect. Perfect. I love that they're still open in November. That's fantastic. That shop is curated for pilgrims. That's it. There's nothing in there that a pilgrim doesn't need, and everything you need is in there. Yeah.
I don't remember. What was the question?
The question was, what else would you like to share? Just in general, what else would you like to share about your Camino or your plans?
Yeah. And so when I looked at the stages, so I don't know, well, so I'm training and I'm doing like 15, 18 kilometers, more or less. And so it's okay. I think it will be okay, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But I decided to split a couple of stages, like, for example, do a short one. And I would like to spend, for example, the night in Melide,
Okay.
because I love pulpo. I love octopus. I love it. I could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why not? Because
When you're there.
that's the other part of being in Spain. So I want to take it slowly.
Okay.
Even if I have 8 days, I'm trying to take it slowly so that I can smell different smells from other part of the world. I can see different nature from other part of the world and stay in contemplation as well,
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a great pace.
and contemplation of food as well.
Yeah, exactly. I am contemplating my next meal all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I must say I'm a bit scared at thinking of if I get lost. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's my thing.
Are you directionally challenged in general, or is there a particular fear for the Camino, or is that a normal in everyday life concern?
No, I'm not directionally challenged, no. But this is a new place.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, and there is a sense of there's not many videos, YouTube videos of winter caminos, Camino in winter.
Uh-huh.
I found two, one from an Italian, one from, I think it is an American man.
Uh-huh.
And they say nothing is open, there's not much, on the Camino open, which I can see.
Yeah.
And so not many pilgrims. And so there is in one way, it's like, okay, I want to be by myself, but I would love to meet, and talk to different people and
Sure.
from other parts of the world and share the experience. No, not share the whole experience, but maybe
Yeah.
part of the experience. And the other side is like, oh, what if I'm hungry? What if I'm thirsty? But this is very interesting because, again, part of me, I don't know if it's because I'm Italian or because I'm a Taurus or because it's who I am, that I enjoy, yeah, the food and the different smells. I'm very sensorial.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
thing to know is many places will be closed,
yeah.
but understand that the local people still need to buy food, so the supermarkets will all be open,
So yes, yeah,
right?
yeah,
So in
yeah,
every city that you go to and most of the towns, there will be some place to buy food. The Spanish
yeah,
also, and I think this was my experience in Italy as well. The morning cafe con leche or cappuccino is part of the day. It's not negotiable. And so every place will have a bar. They might not be opened at exactly the time you need them to be, but there will be a bar that opens for the local people, which that's where you'll go. And then the other thing is there will be far fewer albergues open, but everyone who's on the Camino will be at those albergues. So while there might only be one,
true,
all
true.
15 pilgrims staying in the town that night are at the same one because it's the only one. Yeah. So you'll find people and then out, during the high season when there are 400 people walking from Saria each day. I don't know how
Yeah,
many. I totally made that number up, but that's what it felt like when I was there in September. Those people, get onto the trail and don't spread out because there's so many. But when you have 15 people or 40 people, they spread out and you may or may not see them until the end of the day. Yeah. So
yeah,
you might just have to put a little bit more attention into crafting the experience that you want, but you won't go hungry. And then the trick is to go to the supermarket in Saria, get some supplies to put in your backpack,
yeah,
dried fruit, some nuts, chocolate. Chocolate's a good one to have with you, piece of fruit, just so that you have something. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, good advice. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Very good. So, what questions do you have for me?
So many. No, actually, so many, but I would like to have time to write my journal, and I'm taking a small like journal in my hip pack,
Okay.
or how do you call it? Hip pack, yeah.
That works. It's sometimes fanny pack, but fanny isn't a nice word in some countries. Bum bag. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got not a bigger one, but another one where I can put things inside if yeah, pieces of paper or memories
Okay.
or whatever. And of course, it adds a bit to the weight, not much, but
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So any experience with that?
With time to write,
Yeah, time to write, how to record. Because another thing is to have a recorder.
how to record your thoughts. Yeah. Two things come to mind. One is if you can get an app on your phone that will record voice. So I went as simple as possible. I think I'm using Google Notes, and I press that I want to do a new note in text, and then it's got the voice recorder built in. And so then I just download. Needs to be edited because it's, just all strung together. But any kind of a voice recorder would give you that
Yeah,
ability to talk as you walk. The other thing in terms of time, I when I'm working at home, I've got 5 projects going at the same time, and I've got the notebook over to the left, and then I've got the 2 computers going, and responding to emails and texts and all that stuff. When I'm on the Camino, I like to do one thing at a time. And I'm crazy about it. So when I'm walking, if I want to drink some water, I actually pull over. I actually pause, drink some water, and then walk. If I want a snack, I stop. I have a snack. If I want a coffee, I stop, sit down for real, take a break. With the distances that you're walking, you said 15 to 18 kilometers a day. That probably is about 4 hours of walking. And maybe you're awake for 16. So if you think about just the math, granted, the days are shorter, it's going to get dark. You'll be starting later. The walking day is shorter, but your day isn't shorter. And so you're going to have the leisure of evenings. And hopefully, this is what I'm picturing for you. There will be places with fireplaces and fires going and cozy places. I don't know where these are, but it's a fun image. And you can sit by the fire or by the heat source or, find a comfortable chair and sit and write in the evenings. Yeah, you'll have the time because of those stages. You're not trying to walk 30 to 35 kilometers a day. You're going to walk, for me, what are very sane stages.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, yeah.
You'll have the time. And the other thing is, this is one of the things that I do is sometimes I take that break in the morning before I get on the trail. So I'll get all packed up and out the door, go to the first bar that's open and sit there and write if it's cozy enough or warm enough or not too chaotic or busy, which in November it shouldn't be. And
Yeah.
then I'll just sit there and write. And then there's a stream of pilgrims, in November, there might be 3 or 4 that come through and you can greet them, chat with them, and then get up and walk on.
Yeah, when you were talking, I remember, I don't know when you talked about that in the podcast, but many times is the first step, the
Yeah.
first step of the first Camino.
Yeah.
And also, when you were talking now, I was picturing myself in a cafe and talking about the fact that this is my first Camino.
Yeah.
And this is the first, day of the first Camino and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how we need to treasure that. I need to treasure.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no reason to rush out of Saria your first morning. I mean, why not bar hop up that main road? I'm going to get a coffee here and then I'm going to get a coffee here. If there are 3 bars open, go to all 3. And, and just take your time getting out of town and notice as you're walking, just notice the buildings, the signs, the vista, the courtyard, the flowers.
Yeah,
Just notice it all because there isn't ever a time when this will be all new. This is the first kiss. So just take your time and savor it.
got
Yeah.
chills.
I know. I
What?
know. Happens to me every time.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
thank
really
you.
special. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, not really.
Uh,
I'm really excited. I'm maybe without words because just all senses.
yeah, it's a great way to be.
Yeah, so the backpack is ready. It's about six-ish. I wanted to take some things out, but I feel maybe it's cold.
Yeah,
Like that. I looked at the weather and it looks like it's 15 degrees.
yeah.
It's not that it rains every day.
Well, and keep an eye on that because you're still a couple weeks away. So
Yeah,
early December it's going to get continually colder as you go. Yeah. And if you get there and you don't have enough warm clothes, there are places to buy clothes in Saria. Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Melide and Palace de Rey. Yeah. You'll find what you need. Well, Marina, what a pleasure to talk with you. I just love imagining you on this winter Camino, and I hope you'll come back and tell us how it went.
Yeah, yeah, I will. Thank you. Thank you for
Excellent.
having me here. Such an honor and a pleasure. And yeah,
Pleasure is mine. Thank you so much.
thank you for all you do for us.
Oh,
Your podcast is so comprehensive. And also, I love to hear from other pilgrims and the way they open up with you.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You're very welcome. It is my pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Take good care and buen camino.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.